the Google AI overviews and how would it impact your local business, and the most important 4 steps to generate more sales without breaking the bank. My name is Bassem Gali, and I had the honor to start Green Lotus in 2012 after managing digital marketing teams for Canadian Tire, Toronto Star, Direct Energy. And I also had the honor to manage a lot of Canadian and international marketing teams. One of the things that we are proud of, some of the awards we won through the years. My favorite one is in 2015 when we launched Canada's first SEO tools, and we're still the only Canadian company that have those SEO tools. There's SMAs and Rush and all of these guys, but they're American or European. We're still the only Canadian company, which gives us a huge advantage. And we won the Canada's Best Digital Marketing Agency a few times as well. So without any further ado, we can start talking about what kind of results you can expect from working with a trusted digital marketing agency. We were able to generate more than $280 million in sales for our clients, and also almost half a million keywords on the first page of Google, and more than 6 million phone calls and leads generated as well. So let's get right into it. How do people find new products and services? You guessed it right. 91% of us use search engines to make buying decisions. 43% of those searches happen on Google have a local intent. And 75% of those searches do not go to the second page of Google. We have a silly joke in our industry: where do you hide a dead body? Second page of Google. Nobody goes there. And finally, 50% of all local mobile searches, so there's 2 identifiers there, local and happen on mobile, usually end up in making a purchase or visiting a store within 1 business day. So what do we learn? Almost all of us search for what we need online, and half of these searches have a location intention, either the city or the neighborhood name, or just the word near me. And we expect to find what we want on the first page of Google. Why? Because psychologically, we think if it's not on the first page of Google, then it's not good enough. So few months ago, Google have announced the Google AI overviews, which basically they're saying that Google will now be doing the Googling for you. Sundar Pichai, the CEO of Google, is saying that Google AI overview is one of the most significant improvement into search in the last 20 years, and I do agree with him. So now you're going to start seeing those AI summaries that Google will be releasing and introducing as we go to more than 100 countries. But what we know for sure, that it's now available in Canada and the US, and will be introduced to more than 1 billion global searches every month as well. So what do you must know about the Google AI overview? Google is now using its own AI technology called Gemini to analyze the most trusted web sources and provide users with more comprehensive and informative answers directly on the search result page. You don't even need to leave. And Google AI overviews will appear on top of the regular organic results, or the regular SEO that we used to talk about, and below the Google ads. So the Google ads will still be prominent on the search results. And the fun part is that soon enough, you will be able to upload a video about an error on your TV or camera or whatever that is, and Google will be presenting you answers how to resolve that error. And what is definite right now is that the severity of Google changes are going to increase and increase. The last one was so massive. A lot of people complain about losing half of their ranking, a lot of their organic traffic, right? Who remember Google Panda and Possum and all of these fun names, and Hummingbird that we used to give the Google updates? And now they are getting more severe, and local businesses must adapt swiftly or risk being completely eliminated by larger competitors. So how would this new Google AI overview going to impact your local business? Unfortunately, there will be more and more less traffic. Surprisingly, almost 60% of all searches happen on Google result in something called the zero click. 1% of those uh, end up in no click at all. They just the session browsing end, meaning that they found whatever they're looking for right on the first page of Google. 21% of these searches end up in refining what they're looking for, and this is a normal pattern. 41%, only 41% of all searches happen on Google end up in an actual click. 70% of those goes to the organic or the unpaid or the SEO traffic that we always promote. 28% of those goes to YouTube, maps, images, and all of that fun stuff. And only 1% go to the top, Google Ads, as prominent it is, but not many people actually do end up clicking or trusting those kind of advertising. It's shocking. And what we also have noticed that there will be increase in visibility for optimized website or bigger players. So big players will even get bigger. Some of the case studies are showing that if you already have or rank position number 1 on the regular SEO, you have more than 50% chance to appear in that Google AI overview. The most important part is that the local SEO now is even more dangerous, and it can literally make or break your business. Google AI now display local businesses at the top of the traditional local map ranking that we are already used to, which make it even more harder, more challenging. You need to optimize for 2 places for your local business, right? There's no way around that. You must nail your Google business profile, but you also need to embrace a holistic SEO strategy, optimizing for Bing, ChatGPT, Apple Maps, and all of the GPS databases. These are all local signals that you have to work on as well. This is one major change that is going to happen with over than 1 billion voice searches happen every month, right? Google Gemini is about to replace all of the Google Voice Assist, right? This is a major development, and we know that 40% of the answers that Google would respond back to any voice search or in any device already use schema or feature snippets. We're gonna talk about this later on the video, but remember those things are gonna be very important for our discussion today. So without any further ado, let's talk about the 4 most important steps to generate more sales, a flood of qualified leads without breaking the bank. The first one is a good foundation. If you do not have a good website, then whatever we're going to talk about later on is not really going to work. And we will dive deeper into that as well. Sales automation. Your website or your digital marketing presence is not a business card that only exists when you present it to someone. Your website needs to engage, to talk to people, to reel them in, to convert them from just browsing your website to book an appointment, to send you a message, to start a chat, things like that. You need to make sure that your website is your hardest working employee for you, working 24/7 as well. Organic leads, how to get a lot of organic leads and sales without paying for any advertising. Any sustainable business should generate 40 to 60% of their leads without paying for advertising. And lastly is the paid advertising, how to use it, when to use it, and what would be the most effective way to capitalize on these things. So step number 1, what makes a website a good website? First and most importantly is mobile design. Google have officially announced that they no longer care about your desktop website whatsoever. 61% of all traffic happen from mobile devices. And if your website is not mobile designed first or not optimized for mobile users, then you are losing big time. Number 2, speed and security, right? Slow websites suck. When was the last time you waited for a website to load for like 5-6 seconds? Never, right? So why do you think Google will do the same? They will never rank a slow or unsecured website. And the last one is regular maintenance. Just like a car, you need to optimize it, fix errors, upload fresh content, all of these things. A stale website will never rank on the first page of Google. Like if you have not updated your website in the last 5, 10 years, well, how would Google know? Maybe your company bankrupt and nobody bothered to take the website down. So you got to take the perspective of Google as well to see how they evaluate websites. And what makes a website a bad website? Um, in the last 12 years, since we started Green Lotus, you can always reach out to us, schedule a free consultation. And in that consultation, we usually do provide you with a free SEO audit. So we have done more than 3,000 audits in the last 12 years. And I wanted to share the data with you. 78% of sites we audited do not rank on the first page of Google. I don't care about any other metrics. If your website is not bringing you leads, then it's useless, right? Why would you even have a website if it's not bringing you leads, right? Your website's not just a regular business card or a flyer that only exists. I talk to a lot of entrepreneurs. I'm like, hey, that doesn't matter. Like, just Google me and you will find my website. I'm like, Googling you means that I already know you. I have already met you. You have already done the work. You're getting your own piece of the cake. What about someone else's piece of the cake, right? What if I'm just searching for your product or services, right? These are the things that your website needs to help you with, not just find me when you Googled myself, right? Among other issues of speed, security, slow websites, all of these things. But the most important thing is that if your website is not on the first page of Google, if your website is not bringing you new sales and leads, then it's not a good website. And now we're going to talk about what are those best site builders, what is the best foundation for your business. And we worked on every single website builder out there, Wix, Flow, Square, all of these site builders, and we have done it all. But in the last 3 years, because a lot of times websites do not see as much ranking just because of the foundation or the site builder is not SEO friendly. So about 3-5 years ago, we removed all contract, we removed all cancellation fees, and we guaranteed our results on one condition, that you must be on one of those two platforms. If you come to me on another platform, we will not even be able to take you as a client. So those two platforms we chose very carefully, and those are the ones that we do guarantee that our results will work on them. The first one is WordPress. That is no surprise. 1/3 of the world's websites is built on WordPress, and it's quite a powerful machine for SEO and be able to succeed and get high ranking. And I'm going to be a little bit biased here. The second platform is Smart Site. This is a platform we launched about 5 years ago. This is why we won the second Entrepreneur of the Year award. And the main purpose of the Smart Site is to get 5 to 8 times faster ranking on Google, and to help small and medium local businesses to just elevate whatever that maintenance work that they need to do, and we will do it for them, and they just get to focus on their business. But don't take my word for it. Let's talk about the pros and cons of each of those platforms. WordPress is an amazing, massive machine. It's amazing for large tech-savvy companies that require custom features. I remember one of the WordPress websites we built was for this medical company. It was like $60,000-$70,000, and they had like 3 tiers of affiliate marketing and fulfillment, shipping, and different warehouses and POS systems. We built another one for a realtor that integrated with multiple sources. Right? It's a mothership. You can do whatever you want, but only for companies that do require that. So SEO is really highly customizable. Whatever you want to do, whatever your dreams are, you can make it true with WordPress if you do need that functionality. There is tons of plugins. There's more than 60,000 plugins that are ready, that are good to be used immediately and integrate with your features and your business. And again, it's a very powerful SEO tool, and we have a lot of success with the WordPress. But on the other hand, WordPress is like cutting a chicken with a mill saw. If you are a small, medium, local businesses, do not need any of the crazy integrations that I talked about. It's an overkill. It's costly. It always breaks. It's complex. And more importantly, it's an open source platform. So more than 20, or actually, no, a little bit less than 20,000 WordPress websites get hacked a day. We remember we had someone referred a dentist to us, and the guy was in so much distress, and he had Viagra ads right on his website. And when we looked into it, his WordPress was not secured. There was a lot of errors. He didn't upgrade the wireframes. And I mean, he's like a dentist. I'm like, what do I need to update my website for, right? But WordPress is I call it like a self-destructing machine. Like you always have to be watching the wireframes, the security patches, the plugins updates. All of these things need to be in line. And if it's not, then it automatically breaks itself. And if something is broke in your WordPress, then it's a wide open door for security hacks, malwares, all of these things, which will definitely impact your online ranking and SEO. On the other hand, Smart Site is made for local businesses who are looking for a fully managed digital marketing solution, empowering them to focus on growing their business. It's like giving you a Ferrari and driving it for you as well. So pros, we've switched more than 200 websites from Wix, Webflow, WordPress, and all of these websites to Smart Site. And we've done the case study on them, and we've noticed 5 to 8 times faster ranking on Google. The sole purpose of having the Smart Site is faster ranking on Google. The other one is the sales automation. It already comes with preloaded things that help you close more sales and leads and follow up with clients. And this is very important. With WordPress, you can do that too, but you got to choose between 60,000 plugins that can do the job for you and make sure that it works for your business. We also do a free website design and free hosting on Amazon CDN servers, which is the fastest server in the world right now. On the con side, and I gotta be very honest and clear about this, we stripped a lot of functionalities that local small businesses do not need: integration, fulfillment, shipping, affiliates, all of that stuff. We stripped it completely out to make sure the website is secure, make sure the website is fast, is not as flexible and customizable as WordPress. And I'm not talking about design. We can do whatever we want to do in design, but I'm talking about mainly functionality and third-party integration apps. With WordPress, you have more than 60,000 plugins to choose from. Smart Site, we only vet and choose selected plugins and apps to work with. Right now, we have almost 20 apps that are vetted and natively integrated with the Smart Site. So if you need to be a HIPAA compliant, if you need a chat bot, if you need all of these, or a translation for your website, we do have those applications, and they are vetted and guaranteed to work with your Smart Site. So now that we talked about both of these site platforms, let's talk about what kind of results and what kind of immediate changes that you can see and noticing working on your website. So with WordPress, Basis is one of the most trusted builders here in the GTA. They're very well known for their luxury condominiums and townhomes and townhouses. And I believe they've been with us maybe a year or two after we started. Like, they've been with us for more than 10 years now. We designed their WordPress website, we host it, we manage it, we do everything for that. And we're very happy to see results, outstanding results, 620% increase in leads from organic traffics. The organic traffic itself have increased by almost 700%, with more than 122 keywords ranking on the first page of Google. And I'll show you a little bit more examples about that. And April, Google have launched a core update. So Google does more than 400 algorithm updates a year. That is more than one update a day. But every year they do have 2 to 3 core updates, and this is what the community usually talks about. And in April, May, a lot of people lost of the rank, and that is normal. A lot of people, the ranking drop when there's a major ranking algorithm update, but I actually get excited when these things happen, because the ranking algorithms are made to punish bad people, but in the same time it's made to give rewards to the good people. And as you can see, Bazis have recovered from the core update and even exceeded what we had ranked before as well. And on the other hand, talking to those people in the building industry, it is massive. Almost 90% of home buyers turn to internet to solve and research home buying needs. If you open a Google Voice or a Google and ask, is it a good time to buy pre-construction in Toronto? You will see this thumbnail or this frequently asked question. And if you are on a voice, if you asked on a Google Home or a Google Voice, the highlighted text will be the text that Google will read back to you. So how did we do this? Structured schemas and featured snippets and structured schemas. Remember those two words. We will get to talk about them again. 2.4 million online searches for home builders and design build firms that happen each month. How many of these leads and traffic you are getting for your business? Well, now let's talk about a different business that used the smart site. Mannix is a plumber in Fergus. I believe they have a couple of locations as well. And we switched them from Wix to Smart Site about a couple of years ago. And they're skyrocketed. Their website, like, just boom. You can see the impact of the Smart Site as soon as we launched the platform. And you can see what happened after the core update and how well the Smart Site perform to combat these core updates and even get you more ranking, because we are doing the best and most transparent SEO techniques for your business. Almost 900% increase from where they are to where they are right now, from organic leads and organic traffic. 182 keywords ranking on the first page of Google in multiple cities, and more than 472 increase in leads from organic and SEO traffic. And these are some important numbers that we get to talk about when it comes to local SEO. Almost 900% increase in the local searches that have the word near me. That means that more and more people are looking to get things that are within a driving distance. And 76% of all near me searches lead into a business visit within the 24 hours. You guys all know, for local businesses, the first business that picks up the phone to have a nice conversation with the client, most likely that is the business that end up having the lead and the sale. And as you know, 43% of all searches happen on Google actually have a location intent. Now we're going to talk about step number 2. We were able to get more visits and more eyeballs on our website. Now, how can we get this moving, right? So I know you guys are busy. We don't have an extra hour in the day to follow up with those leads. And a lot of times I talk to my clients, I'm like, okay, this guy sent you an email. Did you call them? I'm like, yeah, I called them, but they didn't respond. I'm like, what happened after that? I'm like, nothing, right? A lot of small and medium business owners are amazing at what they do, are amazing builders, amazing renovation, amazing contractors, but digital marketing was not one of those things that you studied or you're expert at. So if you implement sales automation, which in this day and age is not really an invention, there's so many tools, very, very cheap tools that you can implement your business to actually give it that lift. And we're going to talk about some of them. Some of my favorite is the dynamic phone tracking. When we implemented this technology to Rob Golfi, which is one of the biggest Remax resellers in all Canada, he was able to tell to the penny where would this phone call came from? Did it come from organic? Did it come from Google Ads, Facebook ads, bus wraps, TV advertising, radio advertising? We will able to source and actually tell you where are those leads came from. And in the real estate industry and the home building industries, phone calls are king. If you get that first phone call and you're able to follow up and be concise and honest and transparent with these clients, you will get a lot of business. And now we're working on some of AI technology to analyze these phone calls. So if someone said, yes, I want to buy, or the word now, or can we meet, things like that will score the phone call higher. So we can actually track it and phone record it as well. So we help the business actually analyze and train their staff. We'll be able also to even alert you if you had a missed phone call or someone dropped the phone call as well. That have you reduce the cost per lead for Rob Golfi by more than a third. We were able to zoom in on what platform works, what platform don't work. And when it comes to digital, we'll be able even to focus on what keyword have generated that phone call. So if we know that this is a good keyword that generated a good phone call, then we bid more on it. And all of that have resulted in cutting their cost per lead by more than 34%. Another tool, it's very basic, scheduling and marketing automation. I get surprised when I audit some of those websites. I'm like, so you don't have any scheduling tools? I'm like, yeah, no, you can fill up a form. I'm like, but if you fill up a form and then I say Monday, you say Tuesday, what about this? What about, you already lost interest, right? People forget, and you gotta capture the lead while they're hot. And not everyone is ready to pick up the phone and call. I much prefer actually, if I want to inquire about something, is to, on my own time, I know I'm available tomorrow between 1 and 3 o'clock. Are you available? Right? Boom. Send me a link. I'll book it. And it also helped tremendously in decreasing the no-show. Before we implemented this technology, we had only 40% of people show, right? So if we book an appointment, only 4 out of 10 will show up to these phone consultation. But now that we have those, 8 out of 10 will show up for these phone consultations, even if they cannot come to these consultations, because we send them reminders and text messages. Hi, they will send me back, sorry, I can't make it tomorrow. I'm like, no problem. What time works for you? Here's the link. This is what we can book again, right? So even if things have to shift, then you have the ability to work around with that for your clients as well. Two-way text messaging. This has become significantly important for 2 reasons. Number one, there's a huge influx of email spam. If you're emailing your clients, there is a big chance that will not see it and they will not get back to you in time. But text messaging, two-way text messaging. So when I send that confirmation for that appointment, hey, John, I'm looking for your appointment tomorrow. Then we had the phone call. John sent me a message. I'm like, where is that pricing? Here's the pricing. What can we do? When can we start? And you start talking that, and anyone in my team can actually respond because it's not my personal phone number. So clients get really pleasantly surprised when we're able to address their problem and within like 2 minutes, 30 minutes, things like that is very important. And psychologically, we email our clients and we text our friends. Not that I'm saying that you want to be friends with your clients, but you gotta communicate with them in a friendly manner. You know that most of our decisions that we make are made based on emotions. Yeah, more than 70 and 80% of all decisions we make during the day are based on emotions. So you much prefer working with someone that you trust than someone you don't trust. And if I'm communicating back and forth with you, then there is a level of trust that we're really started to build together. This feature is about to change the way we do business for local businesses. Reserve with Google is one of the new features, not that old, but it was just recently released in Canada, that now you can book appointments, plumbers. You can book appointment to your showroom or your model house without even coming to your website. Yeah, there are some tools that now will integrate with reserve with Google, and allow people to book those appointments with ease without even coming to your website. And again, that will lead into a zero click. Nobody has went to the website, right? But they were able to book it. So think again, if your competitor have that feature right under Google My Business page and you don't, who do you think they will much prefer to book that appointment with? Because I don't need to talk to anyone. I can book a plumber, I can book a contractor, I can book a consultation without lifting my finger. I know I'm available tomorrow at 1 o'clock. So whoever is going to show up and give me that time availability of the day is the person that I'm going to be working with. I know a lot of people have not seen this or don't know what this is, but now that we talked about it, you will start to see it more and more often in Google Maps. And who would not like more Google reviews? More than 90% of consumers will check your reviews before working with you. And I know a lot of businesses do struggle with low number of reviews or not so good reviews. So how can we increase getting more good reviews? So a perfect example, after a plumber or after a contractor will do, or after a visit to your model home, you will send an email, automated again, email message to say, hey, how was your experience? If they give you 1 to 3 stars, we don't want that to go to Google. That will turn into an online survey or like a form that they will communicate their frustration with you directly. If they rate you 4 to 5 stars, then yes, please post it on Google, and so on and so forth. There are some case studies that you get more, like a 25% foot traffic possibility when you increase your rating by 0.1 star. You can tell how much that is worth to your business, right? And now we're going to jump right into step number 3. So we talked about having a good website, which is a good foundation, how your website should engage and generate more leads and sales and clients. And step number 2 is organic leads. How can you generate a flood of traffic and leads and inquiries without paying for any advertising? 88% of local search performed on Google result in making a call, right? Usually when we on our mobile, there's some sense of urgency, and usually that person we talk to is the person that we end up working with if they're a decent human being, right? 2% of people do not go to the second page of Google. We need to make sure that our website is working for us, not we're paying too much for an expensive business card, right? I need that my website generate leads and flood of qualified leads for me. And over all the websites that we worked on, and we've done social and paid advertising and offline and online, organic traffic to your website will always be the highest qualified one. They will stay the longer on your website, and they will convert the most across all the websites that I worked on. This is a consistent theme that we always find with organic traffic. So we got to focus on a few things very quickly. The most important thing is SEO, keyword research. We use so much keyword jargon and industry jargon. My time, I'll give you 2 examples. My time at the Toronto Star, when we started, and they were talking the new in homes, and they were talking about there's a new project in Markham, a new project in Toronto. I'm like, what is the project? We did the keyword research. I'm like, it's a new home development. It's a new condominium. It's pre-construction. This is what you should call it on your website. And just changing that one keyword changed everything, right? Another one we were doing for a medical clinic, and they were calling virtual appointments and this and that. And then when we did the research, people were calling it online clinic and online appointments and things like that. Just simple tweaks like that can literally change your online digital marketing strategy. And when you choose keywords, you got to choose based on the keyword volume. How many people searching for it? What's the seasonality of it? There's a lot of keyword researchers out there, but if you use Green Lotus keyword tool research, we bring you data from 12 different API, from 12 different sources. And one of the most important metrics that we work on is the keyword effectiveness index. It's a little bit fancy terminology, but basically tells me, yes, there could be a lot of searches for this keyword, but the competition is very high. Then it's not worth it to optimize for it. Let's go for another keyword, right? That is it efficient to optimize for such keyword or not? And we get to talk about long tail keyword and short tail keyword. Short tail keyword is one or two words: electrician, kitchen cabinets, right? And a long tail keyword is something like quarters, kitchen cabinet installation company, right? Those are five keywords that tell me exactly what someone is looking for. I get a lot of clients. I'm like, oh, I just want to rank for just kitchen design. I'm like, it's impossible. You're like fighting with like 50 billion searches out there. But if you rank for the long tail version of your keyword, that is what people are looking for. Short tail keywords are broad, low conversions. They usually don't convert because I don't know if they're looking for a job or a design ideas or downloading pictures. We don't know, and the competition is really high. But for long tail keyword, the competition is not as much, and usually those guys are further down the road. They know what kind of granite counter or kitchen design that they want, and they're looking for a company to install it. So the conversion rate will be much, much, much higher for your business. And mobile design. I know we talked about this. I'm going to talk about it again. And this is a graph that tells us that 61% of all traffic happen online comes from mobile, and in the real estate and the properties, close to 50% of all these related searches come on mobile. And one of the most things that impact your mobile experience is the speed. And regular web hosting, let's just talk about GoDaddy, for example. GoDaddy have their hosting technology, I believe, in Houston. So if someone loading your website from Toronto, a server call have to go from Toronto, from your device to Houston, get the information, bring it back, load it on your browser. But all Green Lotus, for example, all Green Lotus smart sites, for example, are hosted on Amazon CDN technology. CDN stands for Content Delivery Network. Amazon have 200,000 servers around the world, and if someone, and your website will be hosted on all of them, and if someone loading your website from Toronto, a server call will be loading from Toronto or as far as Waterloo, that's another data hub that they have, and bring that information back. That alone changes everything, because the site speed will become phenomenal. And that's not just going to make Google happy, it will make your users happy, that they can get the information and see how wonderful and beautiful your website is faster, which also subconsciously increase the trust factor as well. One of the main things that we will also get back to, because this is a trend that continue to rise, is a voice search. And when we talk about voice search, we talk specifically about those schema and feature snippets, and how people are getting less and less touchy with their devices, and they're just talking to them. And more than almost 100 million smart speaker owners in 2024 in the USA. That is almost half of all households in the US. And when we dig deeper into what kind of results come back when people search for these things, we find out that 40% of the voice results that Google will say back would be companies or websites that have schema and feature snippets. And now is the time to talk about those schemas and feature snippets. So it is the similar amount of data and information on your website. So it will be presented very normally on your website, but in the back end, there will be some code that to tell Google, hey, this is an important piece of information, or I have structured this data to meet some of Google guidelines to introduce my information in a better format. There is more than 16 different opportunities to rank on the first page of Google. It's amazing. You don't know how much opportunity you have. It's entering the race with multiple horses. You get to more chances to get that click and get that conversion. These are some screenshots of the ranking we were able to get bases. You can get local results. You can get feature snippets. People also ask images. Google Maps, events, knowledge graph, all of these things are different opportunities. I think the most we were able to rank for our clients were 5 times on the first page of Google, right? An average is 2 to 3 times. All of our clients have these kind of results very easily with the Smart Site or WordPress. And this is where you build the trust, you build the organic traffic and views to your website And then once they come, they see a beautiful website, they start engaging with your sales automation, and then they start to convert from leads to sales and so on and so forth. But you will not get that unless you rank on the first page of Google more than one time. And this will take us to the last step. So just a quick recap: a good foundation. Sales automation is the second step. Getting leads organically without paying Google is the third step. And now we're going to talk about paying Google and paying for advertising. So why and where should we use paid advertising? So the biggest difference is that SEO is your long-term strategy. It is crucial. If you expect people to find you online, right, you must do SEO. You must do SEO. Any successful business should be able to be found without any advertising. But on the other hand, this is the short-term strategy. We do Google Ads for our clients only in the high season, or only when my clients have a launch or a condo, or we want to bring some brand awareness to a new initiative. It's not just we spend money every month just for the sake of spending. Another thing, SEO is slow and steady. Just like organic, this is the main reason we call it organic, because it is just like planting a tree. It does take time for the roots to come in, for the stem to come out and start producing fruits. On the other side, Google Ads are like opening a faucet of water. As soon as you open it, traffic, leads, sales, calls comes in. But as soon as you close it, boof, you go exactly back where you are. I'm going to stop at this here for a second, because I hear so many times, and it's very unfortunate, that a lot of the colleagues and other digital marketing agencies will tell their clients, if you pay Google more money, it will help your SEO. That is a complete BS. I do not want to hear that again. Please do not listen to them, and I do apologize for that. Unfortunately, my industry is not regulated, and anyone can say anything. So just so you know, this does not work. There are completely two different business units, two different streams at Google, and they work completely independently. On the SEO or the organic side, Google do not charge you when they give you those organic ranking. On the other hand, they charge you every time someone clicks on your app. On the SEO side, let's say you've done SEO for 5 years, working with Green Lotus or any other agency, and you have like more than 200 keywords on the first page of Google, and you say, Bassem, let's just take a break. Let's just pause for a year or two. Awesome. No worries. You're not going to go back to page 10 or 20. Your ranking is going to fluctuate because your competitors are also optimizing, right? So that to be expected, but all of that effort is not just going to completely vanish. On the other side, as soon as you close the campaign, boof, no long-term longevity in what you have. And this is why I always say, for any sustainable business, you should be able to generate 40 to 60% of your leads organically. Why? Because if you only rely on Google Ads or any type of advertising, what if you don't have marketing budget this month? Does your leads and sale go to zero? That is not how a business works. And now let's talk about the two biggest networks or channels for advertising, and what is the difference between them and when to use each one. So when I say Facebook, that also include Instagram as well. So Google Ads and Facebook Ads are very effective when they are done the right way. Google Ads will always bring you the highest quality leads you will ever find. Why? Because on Facebook, when I'm on Facebook, and let's say that you're a renovation company. Yes, my basement is a mess. I would love to have family and friends and host parties down there. Yeah, I've thought about renovating my business, but I'm not in the mood to do that right now. You know what? Maybe I am in the mood. Then I click and submit my information. But by the time you call me, I'm not in the mood again, or I don't remember. And then sometimes you will get people that will follow through and say, yes, come in for an estimate, but that's not usually the case. On the other hand, when I leave everything I'm doing, open a new browser, go to Google, type home renovation companies or finishing basements or a rec room or something like that, I am now completely ready in the States to receive your advertising. So why would Facebook be so successful in advertising? Let me tell you. The magical number, or the all the case studies have agreed that in order for someone to consider your business as trusted, or I want to work with you, they need to get 5 to 15 impression from your business. An impression is an interaction. An impression could be a YouTube ad, could be a radio ad, could be a TV ad. Whatever that is an impression. So usually the most successful strategy is someone will come to your website via organically or via a Google ad or Facebook ad. Then you cookie them and you get them into remarketing campaigns, right? So based on the cookie, don't you remember the last time you searched for like trips in Mexico and then you found those trips following you everywhere you go? This is exactly what we want to do here. So there are so many multiple ways we can do this. So there's the Google ads, there's Facebook ads, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, geofencing, programmatic, and so many other features. So we need to follow your prospect around. So if they come to your website through a Google ad, but they did not convert, then we didn't lose that $3 or $5 that we just clicked on, that we paid Google. Then we get to follow them, because this is a very highly prospect that doesn't matter if they didn't convert the first time. We get to see and follow them around. And a lot of companies will notice a huge lift in the brand impression and a huge lift in the trust factor once they implement these kind of strategies across all of their platforms. And I have a lot of people, when they talk to me, by the time they get to talk to me, they will tell me about something of a video or a podcast or a webinar that I did, which means that my marketing strategy is working. And by the time we get to talk together, you have received more than one message from my business, which elevate the trust factor. And you already know that I know what I'm talking about. And we are a trusted company to work with. This is exactly what I want you to do. There's no Facebook versus Google. You have to, your entire digital marketing strategy need to work in harmony. And one of the most exciting things, Google have introduced Google local service ads. And the most exciting part is that you no longer pay per click. You only pay per lead. You only pay when someone called your business and asked about some of your services. It cannot get more sweeter than this. You get to listen to the phone calls. You get to qualify the leads. You get to only pay when someone called your business. This is something is not too new, but it's new to most businesses. We can definitely help you with this. And this would be, if you do qualify for this program, this would be one of the most cost-effective ways to generate leads and sales for your company. And now let's recap. So the 4 steps that we talked about is having a good foundation, and after someone come to your website, how to engage with them and generate sales and conversions, how to generate a flood of leads without paying for advertising, and when and how to generate, to spend money on advertising. So one of the things that I want to talk about is that enough is enough. If you think that your website is not serving you, if your website is just a heavy load, you're just paying for hosting or however company that is managing it for you, but it's not giving you money back, then this is truly for you. Would love to hear from you, would love to work with you, and I have an amazing offer I'll tell you in just a second as well. We have more than 170 reviews that we have on Google. You can check our portfolio, the people we work with, and the case studies. We have completely removed contracts. We don't have any setup fees. We do not have any cancellation fees for all of our services. And we do have a 30-day money-back guarantee. Unless you are extremely happy with the service that we provide, then you don't need to continue with us. Our clients stay with us because of results and not because of contracts. And you get to ask, how expensive is this marketing and this strategy for your business? And let me break it down very quickly, and we can talk also on the phone call if you wish to book a free consultation with me. So step number 1 and 2, which is getting a good foundation, a smart site with free website design, hosting on Amazon CDN servers, ongoing site concierge, so up to 1 hour a month, we get to do whatever changes that you want, and unlimited one-on-one training and support if you want to manage your website yourself. You also get the sales automation, all of these tools and more that we've talked about, and training and support on the sales automation, that starts from $249 a month. If you want to do step number 1, 2, and 3, which is foundation, sales automation, and local SEO, and we also give you the dynamic phone tracking, that technology that we talked about, and you get the smart site and the sales automation that starts from $849. And if you want to do all 4 steps, website, sales automation, SEO, and paid advertising, that starts from $1,500. For specifically for the people from the building show that were able to come to my session, or they were not able to come to the session and listening to this presentation for the first time, we have an amazing offer for you. Usually I like to take my clients for a steak or something like that, but because Christmas is coming and all of these fun stuff, it will prohibit us to do so. So my pleasure to offer you $1,000 in credit. The $1,000 are split into 2 sections. $500 for SEO and $500 for Google advertising. So if you do come in with this package, you get the first $500. If you come in for this package, you get both $500. I would love for us to get on the phone call, discuss, do an SEO audit for your website, see where you are, and if it's a good fit, then we get to work together and you get to experience a new way of doing digital marketing, a new way to do sales automation, marketing, build trust, and build a funnel for your business to close more leads without breaking the bank. I really want to thank you for taking all of this time to listen to me and share this presentation and knowledge with you. I really look forward to get to talk to you and do a little bit of consultation and get to know your business goals and needs and see if there is a good fit that we get to work together. Thank you so much. And I wish you a blessed day, happy holiday, and Merry Christmas, and all of the good wishes for you in the new year. Thanks and have a wonderful day.